Welcome to Good Games Spawn Point, the show for younger gamers by gamers. I'm Hex.
And I'm Bajo.
And I am D.A.R.R.E.N, the data-analyzing robot for the ruthless extermination of noobs.
Coming up on the show, we have a look at a new game for the 3DS called Kingdom Hearts 3D.
Listen, there's an echo in the den of gaming.
Oh, no, Darren, the DDD stands for Dream Drop Distance.
Oh.
Also on the show, we'll check out pocket planes.
I've got something new to share too.
Oh, is it a giant dump, Darren?
Negative. My data drives are backed up at the moment, but I am going to be taking a time warp instead.
Time warp? Darren, I don't know if you should be messing with time. It's a very delicate stream and, I don't know, things could go wrong.
I have yet to create a single paradox, Hex.
Darren, do you remember when there used to be all those dinosaurs about and now there aren't any dinosaurs anymore?
You
remember what
always
happened
bring
there?
that up, that one thing.
Maybe you shouldn't have made the dinosaurs extinct, Darren. I'd like to be riding dinosaur to work or to school or whatever, and now I can't.
Can you even imagine how impractical that would be, Bajo? Think about how much poop those dinosaurs would generate. Tons and tons of poop every day, shoveling the poop out of your driveway every morning.
Small price to pay, Darren.
Okay, I officially declare the dinosaur poop conversation over. Can we get on with the review?
Okay, for now. Pocket Planes is brought to us by the people who made Tiny Tower. It's what's called a freemium game, which means you can play it for free, but you can also spend money on it and get extra features.
Like the last game, Pocket Planes is another resource management simulator that puts you in charge of your very own airline, raising it up from a small-time rural startup into an international jet-setting mega airline. The gameplay is simple. You pick up passengers and cargo from one airport and then take them to another and collect the fare.
What I love about these kinds of games is that you can pick up a few fares and put it away in your pocket for a while where it continues to tick over in real time. I was constantly checking to see if any of my planes had landed and was ready for another trip.
That's the thing that frustrated me, Hex. It doesn't take long to get all your planes up in the air and then you've got nothing to do and you have to wait around for them to land and that can take an hour sometimes.
Yeah, but that's just the kind of game that this is. Anyway, the first decision you need to make is where to base your airline. Naturally, I started in Australia, but eventually expanded to New Zealand. Progress is really slow though, because you can only unlock additional airports once you level up, and I found myself wanting to buy more airports and I had enough coins, but the game wouldn't let me.
But that's the developer's way of keeping you in the game. If you could unlock everything straight away, then there wouldn't be much reason to stay.
Well, you'd hope the reason to stay would be that the game is fun. But, you know, I did enjoy expanding my empire across the globe.
One major problem we had with this game is that instead of a normal globe, it uses a flat map, meaning you can't fly directly from Australia to America like you can in the real world. Disappointing.
Not very accurate, is it, Darren? Things start to pick up once you have a decent international airline. You also get a 25% bonus to the fares if everyone on the flight is going to the same destination, which adds a little bit of strategy to using layovers and trying to fill flights as efficiently as possible. I also like the variety of planes available, everything from the tiny Cessnas to Jumbos and even a Starship.
You can also customise the colour of your plane, so I made all mine the same colour so that it looked like a proper airline.
You can also spend bucks to get different costumes for your pilots and upgrade your planes.
The attention to detail is great, isn't it?
Affirmative, Hex. There are things like statistics for each airport, profit margins of all the different planes, and there are a range of events going on around the world at any given time.
Yeah, and those events can earn you some serious cash. For example, there might be a prison break in one city, so in the surrounding cities there could be crime evidence as cargo or police officers as passengers to transfer, and these can all yield some pretty sweet profits.
You can also join a flight crew with your friends and compete in leaderboards. Ours is called Good Game.
It has that kind of compelling gameplay that Tiny Tower has, where you always want to make sure that something's getting done.
Yeah, I really like this, although I can't imagine you having too good a time without spending any real-life cash on it. I'm going to give it 7.5 out of 10 rubber chickens.
I think if you're a fan of their other games, like I am, then you'll really love Pocket Plane, so I'm giving it 8.5 out of 10.
Well, shall I jet off to the news?
Jet away.
Bajo here at the Spawn Point News Desk. A Japanese electronics company, Suidobashi, has revealed the Kuritas, a fully functional mechanized suit. The suits can be piloted manually or even controlled via smartphone. A standard model will be available for $1.3 million with various accessories such as Gatling guns, carbon shields, and cup holders costing extra. The company noted that the suits are an art piece and do not guarantee your safety or comfort, but they will make your dreams of becoming a robot pilot come true.
The portal will open in 3, 2, 1.
A team of speedrunners claim to have completed the original Portal in 8 minutes and 31.93 seconds, 53 seconds faster than the previous record.
Excellent.
The speedrun team stressed that no cheats, hacks, or modifications were made to achieve the record time, and that the run was accomplished by utilizing a series of known exploits and newly discovered glitches in a standard version of the game. And all out of news.
Okay, Darren, why don't you go do your time warp thingy while we wait for Bajo to get back from the news?
Affirmative. We're now back in 1985, and a new type of home computer is going on sale for the first time, the Commodore Amiga! The Amiga was one of the very first computers to supplement the power of its CPU with a GPU, a graphics processing unit. This blitter chip allowed the Amiga to display fast-moving graphics of unprecedented complexity, paving the way for the resplendent visuals that gamers enjoy today. It wasn't just the games that looked good. Amateur coders around the world would compete to make the fanciest-looking graphics demos, programs that did nothing more than make the prettiest graphics possible. It was all about showing off, and the demo scene is still around today. Graphics accelerator cards became available for IBM-compatible PCs in the early 90s, and today, every self-respecting PC gamer has at least one beefy graphics card under the hood.
All these spinning bitmaps are making me dizzy. Those particle fields, they twist and turn and warp and fold into each other. I'm feeling queasy. I'd better return to the present day. Oh, so long, 1980s. So long, Amiga. Call me?
Time warp complete.
Where am I?
Oh dear.
Oh, hey Darren, you're back. Ah!
At least be thankful you weren't rendered extinct.
So you're me, but from another point in time.
Oh, how fascinating! I've brought another hex from a parallel time stream.
Darren, I told you to be careful. Oh, I remember when this happened. What a mess.
Don't worry, hexers. I can fix this right up.
Whoa, look at that TV, it's massive! That's totally rad.
This is interesting.
Bajo, why are you dressed like you're from the 80s?
Because it is the 80s.
Hex, why don't you two go and do Ask Good Game, and I'll fix the space-time continuum.
Okay, Darren, but you better fix this.
Affirmative.
Come on, Bajo. Or whichever Bajo you are.
Check out this prototype Game Boy.
What have I done?
Hex's typewriter is amazing. Whoa, where does the paper go?
Okay,
Where
well,
does the paper go?
I think we should just get into these questions,
Does it go in
Badge. First up, we've got this one from Steve in Minecraft, Tasmania.
How do I refill the ink gel?
Put that down.
Hey GGSP, I'm a huge fan and watched some of your episodes and watched the ones I missed on your site. Anyway, here is my question. How do you beat the second Browser Jr. boss fight in Super Mario Galaxy 1? P.S. If you were wondering why you thought there were ghosts, it was Darren. He turned invisible. And if you don't answer, I will become a no. Then lots of B's, then a colon, then a closed bracket, then a colon, then an opposite bracket, and then a colon, and then capital D, and then a colon, and then a P.
What are you doing? We always make the noises for the emoticons. That's our thing.
With the what? With the...
For the emoticons, you know, with the smiley face, we go like, like that sort of thing. Yeah. Yeah, kind of.
What's Super Mario Galaxy 1? I haven't heard of that game. Surely this viewer means Super Mario Brothers for the new Nintendo Entertainment System. Some people in the cool groups call it the NES. It has two buttons.
Seem to be yourself right
Push
now.
and you hold it down and he jumps higher.
It's not too hard to defeat Bowser Jr. on his airship. Once you get up to the boss fight, just hit or jump on the Koopas around you, grab their shells and throw them into his ship. Then, once you've hit him 3 times, things get a little bit trickier. He starts shooting a lot more stuff at you, and then he turns his ship front on, so it's a smaller target to hit. Once you hit him another 2 times, then that's it. You've won.
That looked incredible. That was a real game? No, that's people dressed up in suits. I don't believe that's a real game. That was in 3D, a third dimension. I don't think that'll ever happen for video games.
Hello, Darren?
Hello, it's Darren here.
Darren, you've got to come fix Bajo. He's not right. He's from like olden times or something. He doesn't know anything about the games.
I see. I'm on my way.
Thank you.
Problem solved.
Excuse me, Darren.
Of course.
Excuse me. Sorry, I'm late,
yes,
everyone.
I understand.
Darren, you're on my foot. You're on my foot.
No,
You're on my foot.
I'll just get back there and then I'll just go this way.
Darren! Oh, you need to lose a few kg, I think, Darren.
Right.
All right. I think we got this, Darren. We're all right.
Oh, well, I'll be on standby on telephone.
Oh, that'd be good. Yeah, man the phones, Darren. You can man the phones. Yeah, or robot the phones, because he's not a man, he's a robot. Well, he's a robot man, he's a robot man. Anyway, I'm so sorry I'm late. Darren was telling me all these boring stories about how he's ripped apart the space-time continuum, and he just went on and on and on and on.
That's okay, but I just want to make sure this is the real you now, because we had some issues before and it wasn't working.
Oh, I'm for reals.
Okay, well, I guess we should just get on with these questions then.
Okay.
We've got this one from I'm a Mermaid Freak in Mermaid Freak Town, which is in New South Wales.
This is an awesome typewriter. Whoa.
Hi, good game. If you don't answer this, I will never watch your okay. Is there any mermaid games on the DS? If you don't tell me, I will never be a mermaid. P.S. I love your hair, Hex. PPS, Bajo, you drink tea funny. PPPS, D.A.R.R.E.N is a nude. Bye. Well, thanks, Mermaid Freak, and you're in luck because there are 2 mermaid games in the DS that we know of. There's The Little Mermaid, Ariel's Undersea Adventure, and Dora the Explorer, Dora Saves the Mermaids.
We haven't actually played either of them, so we're not sure how good they are, but from what we've heard, we'd recommend the Little Mermaid game as the better one, probably.
I mean, neither really looks that great, to be honest, but hopefully you'll get a bit of a kick out of them since you're such a mermaid freak. Now let's move on to this one from Jordanator, who's in Adelaide, South Australia. GGSP, please give me some tips on how to look after my gaming stuff.
Well, that's a good question, Jordanator. Games and consoles are quite expensive, so they're worth taking care of. And it's not hard if you just follow a few basic tips. Our first tip would be the most obvious one. Put your game discs back in their box once you finish playing with them. Don't just leave them laying around the place or they'll end up getting dirty and scratched.
And of course, handle your discs with care. Try to pick them up like this and avoid putting your fingers on the shiny part because you'll get finger marks and grease on them.
And you should also be careful where you place your consoles. It's a good idea to have them not on the ground or carpet. Typically that's where all the dust and dirt hangs out, so if you put a console there, it's just gonna suck up heaps of dust and dirt.
Yeah, and try to put them somewhere with lots of ventilation room. You want to avoid putting them in a cramped shelf or cupboard where their vents might get blocked. Try to make sure that there's at least an inch or 2 for them to breathe, otherwise they can overheat, which is really bad.
It's also a good idea to plug consoles into a power board with a surge protector, otherwise the next lightning storm might just blow them up. And I also would recommend putting all consoles horizontal. You don't want any of those vertical consoles there, or sometimes a disc can get caught in them, that kind of thing. But no matter how much care you take with your gaming gear, eventually things tend to break down, so sometimes you just get unlucky. It's important to hold on to those receipts and warranties just in case anything goes wrong.
But if you follow those basic tips, then at least you can be sure that you've done everything you can. Moving on to this one now from Mystery Gamer 101 from right behind you, Invisible, in Western Australia.
Please answer my question, or I will die and become a zombie. No! I would like Bajo to read my question. Me stuck on Portal 2. Please help me. The bit I'm stuck on is when you defeat giant teasing robot and then you get trapped in elevator and then go to trash pit. P.S. The ghost was Darren right behind you and he was invisible. Well, Mystery Gamer 101, I'm pretty— Oh, the phone's ringing, Hex, quick, it's emergency, it's for you, it's definitely for you, grab it, quick, it's for you, quick, get the phone, Hex, time's running out!
It's
Darren.
usually—
Hello. When I heard there was a question about a giant teasing robot, I just had to help.
Hi, Darren. Yeah, there was a question about a giant teasing robot. Why don't you tell me all about it?
Oh, of course I will. You see, it's quite simple. All you have to do is...
That's a great idea. I can't believe you never thought about that.
Why did you make me
It's
answer it?
amazing, because I thought it'd be funny. I'm pretty sure we can help you, Mystery Gamer 101. After you've fallen down the trash pit, walk over here until you see the fence. Portal over it, then look up, and you'll see a part of the roof you can put a portal on and drop through. Let's see if he's still going.
Let's see if he's still going.
And then you just drop through. Then you...
Just follow the path around and then you'll come across another fence. Look up a bit and you'll see a catwalk high up on the wall that you'll need to portal up to. Then drop down from the catwalk and follow the path until you hit this wall.
At the wall, turn to the right and look up and you'll see another catwalk to portal up to. From there, look down and you'll see a wall below that you can portal to. Once over there, jump down and follow the path until you hit the end of the catwalk. Then hit the button to open the gate.
Now you'll be in this room with the massive door. Portal up to the control room on the right, then shoot a portal all the way across the room to the opposite control room. And to save a few seconds, you need to shoot your other portal directly behind this button. Then press the button and quickly go through your portal to activate the other button.
Let's just see how it's going.
Then you press the button.
Now the giant door will open and you can go through. Hopefully you'll be well on your way now and can figure the rest of the level out. We don't want to spoil the puzzle for you at all, so we'll just leave you with that, I think.
Nice. Well, good luck, Mystery Gamer, and remember to think with portals. But let's move on to this quick one now from Captain Ninja, who is behind us. What?
No! No.
Okay.
I guess you can't see ninjas.
In New South Wales?
Huh.
Oh, yeah. Could also be invisible.
Forgot about Darren.
Oh, just hang it up.
Hang on. He stopped. Hello? Hello?
When is Fire Emblem 3D coming out? Can you give me a sneak preview? You guys are 10,000 on the awesome-o-meter. P.S. Darren, ninjas are so much better than robots. Can you use a bow and arrow? I don't think so. Well, Captain Ninja, Fire Emblem Awakening hasn't got an exact release date for Australia yet. In fact, they haven't even confirmed if it will be released in Australia at all.
But it is already out in Japan, and they have confirmed it will be coming out in America sometime next year, so we're pretty confident we'll get it around the same time that they do, whenever that is. But let's take a quick look.
Right, well, I think we have time for one more, so let's go to this one from Carnut001 in Melbourne, Victoria.
What's your verdict about the robots and ninjas? What do you
I'm gonna say ninja.
Hi GGSP and all gaming fans. Why are there not many car or plane games? I love your show, but I think there should be more vehicular games. The ones I would suggest are Dirt 3, F1 2012, and Driver San Francisco. I'd love to hear what you've got to say. From Jonikins. P.S. Anywho called Darren a noob are a mega noob. Well, I'd agree there doesn't seem to be as many flight sims being made as there used to be, and I guess those games just don't sell as well as other kinds of games these days, so less people are making them.
Yeah, but still, I'd say that there are quite a few good car games around.
Oh, yeah.
Those games you mentioned were great, and I was surprised at how good Ridge Racer Unbounded was too. And there's a few good ones coming out soon. Little Big Planet Karting and Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed to look like they'll be great kart races.
Yeah, personally, I'm very excited for the new Need for Speed Most Wanted. It looks very slick, and hopefully Forza Horizon will be awesome for some slightly more realistic driving, but still with that arcadey feel. Although I think for fans of realistic racing games, you might want to keep an eye out for R Factor 2, Assetto Corsa, Project Cars, and GTR 3. I think that's where the realism will be at.
Well, that certainly seems like a pretty decent selection of car games to me, Badge. But on that note, we're out of time again this week, Spawnlings. But if you've got a question you'd like to ask us, then jump on our website here and send it in. I have to say, it's really good to have you back, Barjo.
It's good to be back.
I mean, your knowledge is invaluable, and that other Barjo that came was just... oh, he was terrible.
Okay, Darren, is everything back to normal now?
Affirmative. Anomalies taken care of.
You sure we don't need to check around the place for more alternate versions of ourselves?
Negative. We can carry on with the show. It's time to review Kingdom Hearts 3D Dream Drop Distance.
Dream Drop Distance puts you in the shoes of Sora and Riku, who are training with Yen Sid to become Keyblade Masters.
We must be ready. Which is why you, Sora and Riku, are to be tested for the mark of a true Keyblade Master.
I thought they were already Keyblade Masters.
Yes, well, they have to do their training again, I think. We just accept and move on, I think.
Okay. Anyway, the two are sent to various worlds that are caught in a deep sleep where they have to unlock their sleeping keyholes and bring them back to light. Oh, and Ansem and Xehanort are somehow involved.
Hey, do you remember now, or... Wait, did you never lose your memory?
Kingdom Hearts games are always so complicated,
I
aren't they?
know.
Even reading the chronicles that recount the story of previous games was confusing.
These worlds that are in deep sleep have been invaded by Dream Eaters.
Dream Eaters. That's a weird name.
Not me, them.
But they function the same as the heartless or unversed from the other Kingdom Hearts games. They're just fodder for you to plough through.
You can craft your own Dream Eaters to fight beside you. It's a bit weird having creatures that look like enemies as allies, but they come in handy in battle, especially when you link or perform strong attacks.
Yeah, but then the game tries to make them cute by allowing you to pet them and feed them, and I don't know, I just found it weird. I was fighting these guys and now all of a sudden I'm you know, petting them as if they were cute little friends. It just didn't seem right.
You can use your Dream Eaters in a multiplayer minigame called Flick Rush, and it's quite an entertaining distraction. But what I really loved about this game was the plentiful voice acting. Some of it was really cheesy.
A little heart-to-heart might jog his memory.
He's a program, Sora. Programs don't have hearts.
And the bromance between Sora and Riku was a little bit overdone.
Don't worry. He's with me, even when it might seem like he's not.
Combat is still comprised of mashing normal attacks with the A button, as well as magic and other special attacks that you can choose. But there are now 2 new additions as well. They are reality shifts, which can be activated when you see a pink marker. The effects vary from world to world. For example, in La Cité des Cloches, you ride a faith line, sliding between enemies, dealing damage each time you pass one. I particularly liked the code breaking in Tron's World of the Grid.
It can slow combat down a little bit, but you don't have to use it. There is also flow motion, which you can use to move around the map quickly and perform special attacks. It definitely spices up the ho-hum combat of previous games, but Badge, as much as I enjoyed dashing around the place, it kind of makes all the platforming a little bit redundant. You can dash into a wall, then jump and then repeat, which basically allows you to scale any wall.
I agree. There was this one part in Monstro's Belly where the game wanted you to hit these switches to flip the world upside down, go somewhere and hit another switch so you're on a higher platform. But I just flow motion jumped my way up, and that exposes even more invisible walls. Just make the walls higher or don't leave it open like that.
There is now also a slowly depleting drop gauge that makes you switch characters or drop constantly. Whilst this does force you to play as both Sora and Riku, you could be in the midst of a boss battle and then drop out of it.
But I did like the way you can play through each different side of the story for each world. Sora's story could finish with Mickey running to fetch some water.
I'm in big trouble if I don't fetch it.
Whilst Riku's would begin with Mickey's room flooded from getting too much water.
A flood? Strange. It's coming from upstairs.
And dropping between them is a way of making sure you play through both of their stories.
I just wish the characters of each world would join you in your fight like they did with Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2. Here, there'll be a cutscene of Korra agreeing to follow you, but once you regain control, she's nowhere to be seen. And then in the next cutscene, she reappears like she never left your side.
You sure we'll find Tron's source code here?
I mean, I would have much preferred fighting alongside her than my Dream Eaters.
I agree. Look, I know we're sounding quite negative here, but that's only because we've come to expect a certain level of polish from Kingdom Hearts games. And this isn't a great Kingdom Hearts game, but it's still a good one. Each world looks and feels different, and some of the music is great, especially in the Symphony of Sorcery. The way each of your hits creates a musical note. And it supports the Circle Pad Pro, so finally we have camera control back.
Oh, I can't tell you how much I've been waiting for that, Bajo. But anyway, we should wrap this up. Final thoughts?
Oh, it just made me want Kingdom Hearts 3, but it's not bad, so I'm going to give it 7 out of 10.
I'm going to give it 7 as well.
Well, I'm afraid that's all we have time for this week, but you know what, guys? All this talk of time travel has given me an idea. Next week we have 2 medieval-themed games. Why don't we set a whole episode in medieval times?
We could present the entire show from the Middle Ages.
No, you guys. You know I love everything medieval, but we are not messing with time again. Why don't we just dress up medieval style?
Okay, that's probably for the best.
Would be acceptable.
Well, we'll be exploring all things tower defense with Kingdom Rush.
And we'll also be looking at Racketeer.
smashing down castles will hopefully be heaps of fun.
Indeed. Well, until next time, Spawnlings, may all your games be good ones. Bajo out.
Hex out.
Which time zone is this?
Darren!
Darren!
Oh, hello, Darren. Hello, Darren. Are you still hanging out with those noobs?
Darren, don't you think this could get a little bit dangerous?
Negative. 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 Negative.
Too many Darrens!
Negative.
Too many Darrens! Hex, let's get out of here. Too many Darrens!
Negative. 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 Negative.